Wow. Wow, what a painful one to be at, fellas. Someone please confirm the audio for your boy, please. Someone please confirm the audio is working on this miserable night. This absolutely painful night. Anyone out there? Audio? Audio, am I good? Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. All right, thanks, guys. Well, that one sucked. Wow. Well, welcome back, Devils fans. It is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, where we are talking New Jersey Devils hockey all year long. Please hit that subscribe button, smash the like, share with a friend. Thank you very much. And as you all know, your New Jersey Devils went out there and laid an absolute stinker, and our worst fears realized. A former New Jersey Devil by the name of Scott Wedgewood rolls into New Jersey and pitches a 4-0 shutout, and the Devils go down 4-0, guys. You already know. Win or lose, we booze. Tonight we're going to do some of Marty's vodka, Dirty Devil vodka. We're going to go with a little splash of this interesting seltzer here, the raspberry lime. Cheers to you guys. Win or lose, we booze. But wow, one of the worst games I've ever been to, I would say. I mean, a shutout loss, it doesn't get much worse than a shutout loss. Shutout loss is pretty much without any fisticuffs, is the lowest form of a hockey game you could possibly be at. There was literally nothing to cheer for tonight. And it's a shitty game, and they happen. It's slightly concerning the frequency in which this Devils club, cheers to you guys, is being shut out. In the end, I still believe this is a good Devils team. I am not going to drastically change my opinion and, be one of the doomers that I haven't looked at any of the comments. I literally just got home 2 seconds ago. But yeah, we got Wedgewooded. We got Blackwooded, then we got Wedgewooded. And I don't think he was that tested. I mean, 26 saves. I'd be curious to see how many of those were really of anything, it seems like they often credit high dangers to shots that I would say were not high dangers. I guess it just comes down to what is the technical definition of high danger. But don't get me wrong, Wedgewood played a good game, but I don't think he was that tested. I feel like, from being at the game anyway, I do feel like Blackwood was more tested in that Sharks game than Wedgewood was tonight. I feel like this was as easy of a 26 save shutout as one could get. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. Being at the game, that is kind of the overall feeling that I had, was that, we didn't test them enough. The shots weren't that great. And this is, something the Devils are going to have to work on. Good teams with good coaching know that to shut the Devils down, you clog up that middle, take away the rush, and make them go to their B and C plan. Tonight, it just, the whole team just looked dead. Nothing, nothing seemed to work, and it was an ugly one. It was an absolute ugly one, but they got to stop getting shut out. But cheers to you guys. Oh, my God, I stuffed my face. Max, tonight was heavier, softer, and more lethargic. Yeah, I mean, listen. It was a pretty bad game. No team wins every game, SST. That is correct. What's up, Traveling Devil? Avs stuck to the Devils and didn't allow them to gain, and the neutral zone shut down the rush. Yeah, the rush got shut down, and the Devils are not able to, at least tonight, generate any offense with the backup plan. And these nights are going to happen. It's super gut-wrenching to me when it's a shutout. Like, just get a goal. Get one goal at least. It's bad. It's real bad, and it sucks. But the Devils have been responding after a loss. We're going to see when General O'Keefe's former club comes to town on Tuesday. And they're going to have to do better. Chico, I'm keeping perspective, but now I'm sick of this team's trash performances at home. These are the people paying for your shirts, jerseys, waiting in line and paying $20 per autograph show up. My first question to you is, Chico, is whose autograph you getting for $20? Let me know. Most of the signings for these guys, even the lower level names, if you will, are substantially more than $20. I'm curious who you're referring to. Beachmaster, win or lose, we use. Their legs, Max. Their legs look like they played 4 games in a row, squatted 400 pounds, biked the Tour de France, climbed the mountain with 100 pounds on their back, as well as running a marathon, all while drunk. Terrible. 4 Devil Wedge didn't have to try hard, unfortunately. Chief Keef better make him work tomorrow. Complete shit game, shutout number 5. I agree. Dougie had a shit night too. It feels like any extended time off just completely resets his team. So much for consistency. I was looking for a scrap. I'm not going to lie. I'm always, I hate to be that guy, but you guys know me. Heavier, edgier, more violent, Neanderthal hockey, throwback hockey. I was looking for a Devil to look for a scrap after we were down 2-0. I was like, all right, someone's got to crack someone's skull here and get the boys fired up, because we just looked flat on home ice, and it never happened. There was not much to cheer for. And like I said, unfortunately, one of the, least memorable and overall just most boring games I've ever attended live. I do regret going. It sucks when you're on the fence about going and you spend good money to go to a game and you pay good money and you go and your team doesn't even score a goal and doesn't even really compete. It's terrible. Max, the fact that no one threw a big hit to force fight kind of pissed me off. No emotion, no fight. And yeah, this one was just like, we had nothing. We had nothing at all. It was sorry. There was just there was nothing. Like you said, no emotion, no anger, no response, no clap back. It was just, oh, we're down and now we're just gonna, fizzle out and die. Very, very disappointing game. Like I said, especially being there live. Chico, I haven't been to a signing in a long time. How much is it now? I would say if you're lucky, maybe $35, $40 on the low end to, $80, $90. Diego, my question is, why is Markstrom not starting? Allen is just pure trash. All right, so there's a lot here for me on this one. Number one, I 1,000% would have started Jacob Markstrom in this game. With that being said, the Devils looked dead tonight, and we would have lost the game with Markstrom in net as well. So for me, there are two separate issues, but I have talked time and time again. I like to ride a guy. Let your starter really get in a groove. Markstrom, I don't believe, has started more than 3 games in a row this year. And when the playoffs come, this guy might go into shell shock. You're not going to do the tandem goalie crap in the playoffs. And if we keep just forcing these random Jake Allen starts throughout the year, when the playoffs come and Markstrom has to play 5, 6, 7 game rounds, I don't know what's going to happen. His body and his psyche, whatever, is not going to be used to it. And I think it's, Amagi, I'll kill you. And I think it's, it's just not the way you should go about things. I think at some point, maybe they're planning on doing it later in the season, but to me, this was just the definition of a forced start. There was no need for Allen to start. But again, with that being said, I don't think Allen played terribly, and had Markstrom started, we would have lost the game either way. I will never blame a goalie unless maybe it's a 1-0 loss. That's like my little asterisk. But if you get shut out, you have no one to blame but yourself. I mean, no one. It doesn't matter. Even if Allen gave up 1 goal, we lost 1-0. And so I'm not blaming him. Markstrom would have lost the game as well, but I do like, starting a number 1 guy way more than we've seen Markstrom being started. Amagi Legacy, I was there. It was miserable. Sad that I brought 9 people to witness such a travesty. Didn't this happen the last time you brought a group too? You're the kiss of death, bro. Stop bringing groups there. You bring a group there. You talk up hockey. You're like, hockey's great. You guys are going to love it. You bring them there, and they get shut out. I believe this is the second time. You're banned from bringing groups, man. Go with your mom, and that's it. No groups. No more group outings. No Macna. Our boy Curtis, the toughest man in the National, McDermott, has it seems like kind of phased out. I mean, maybe a instance or situation may arise where they throw him back in, but it seems like he's kind of been phased out. He hasn't played in a while, and I would throw him out there. Keefe seems to value the more skill players to the fourth line, but there's something to be said for the team's record with Curtis McDermott in the lineup. I don't know exactly what it is offhand, but it's definitely several games above 500. Max, another game we let up the first goal on the first shot. Gotta be the weirdest stat ever. Yeah, I thought it was a Markstrom thing. Now it's crept over to Jake Allen, but for more than that is, I believe this is the 9th. It's either the eighth time in the last 9 games we gave up the first goal, or maybe it's even 9 in the last 10. But I mean, we can't keep playing from behind. It's just an uphill battle to keep constantly having to chase. We need to play with leads. It's crazy how this is a continuing thing from last season. For Devil, a couple moments where I thought it would get spicy, but nothing happened. Oh, definitely nothing happened. Chico, this is one of the few nights where I went full Neanderthal toe screaming, just fucking hit someone at my screen. I was waiting for it. Ryan Demand, if you look at the stats, Allen has better stats than Markstrom right now. We need McDermott. Why does it always seem like Colton always scores when he plays us? I don't know why they keep taking McDermott out of the lineup. I think they just take him out because they keep favors going with the quote-unquote more skilled guys. If we're being honest, McDermott is much more limited than some of the other fourth liners, but there is just something to be said for his presence and his overall, whatever you want to call it, aura on the team. It is positive, and we've been playing winning hockey with him in the lineup. I would definitely put him in for that Maple Leafs game, but I'm not expecting it. Sean C. Gaming, I'm a Caps fan. I just want to say hello to a fellow division team fan. What's up, Sean C. Gaming? Your boys are on absolute fire. And I don't know if anyone saw, I think Tom Wilson took a stick up in the grill, and this guy went out there and played. It looked like his freaking cheek was like had a baseball in there. And in the post-game interview, he was like, my dad told me if you could play, you got to play. He's like, so I just went back out there. What a hockey player, Tom Wilson. Shout out to Tom Wilson, but hopefully your Caps cool off Sean C. Gaming, because they've been playing just a little too good. They're playing a little too good, and I'm hoping my New Jersey Devils catch them. Big Mac should be back for Toronto. I hope so. Amagi thinks he's funny. Okay, yeah, you know, the starting goalie, but remember that. I'll remember that next time I see you, bro. Remember. Chico, Dominic Hasek and Martin Brodeur could have done the fusion dance from Dragon Ball Z, and the goalie still would have lost this game. Yeah, exactly. Can't blame anyone but the team as a whole. When you don't score any goals, I'm not going to blame the goalie. Can y'all lose a game for once? Holy smokes. Yeah, the Caps are on fire. Chico must be paying you to read his every message. No, definitely not. SST feels left out. Hey, man, Caps fans are usually the most fun to interact with. Devils deserve SST's shit tonight. You wish I'm not that rich. Nah, I brought a big group to the St. Louis game, and Timo got that Hattie. Oh, man. So, that was last year. Sean, thanks. I'm pretty chill and love my boys, but I saw this, and I was like, sure, might as well pop in, love hockey. Man, Tom Wilson, what a legend. Absolute legend. Zupa Maki, underperforming at home is a big problem that might come back to hurt us in the playoffs. I hope not, but we're still a long ways from that. We're still only at what? This was game number, I want to say it was 28. Let's see. It was game 30. Wow. 30 games, my friends. Man, the Canes lost last night too, and the Rangers lost today. This would have been a big game to win. We're still third in the division as far as points percentage at 633. Looking up at the Canes at 648, and those Washington Capitals playing an astonishing 741. Unbelievable hockey from the Washington Capitals without Alexander Ovechkin. Who would have thunk it? Max, do we need to start looking at a trade for the second line before prices start going up for players as we progress further into the season? I'm sure Fitz is out there, trying to see what's available, but not a ton of cap space available unless something substantial is going the other way. And so I don't know what the solution is, but to be shut out this frequently, this early on in the season really is unacceptable. Max, Big Mac is not an everyday NHL player. He knows that too. We need to change something. He doesn't have to play every day, but I don't like how it's all or nothing. It's like, oh, he played like 4 or 5 games in a row, and then he hasn't played in like 2 weeks. Like maybe every other game we could find a healthy balance when it makes sense. But to not play for extended periods of time, I don't like that. Ryan Demand, Fitz needs to make a trade and add depth to his team ASAP. Yeah, well, our entire fourth line is made up of guys that started the season in Utica of the AHL. So that's kind of where we're at right now. What was that piece of shit game? Yeah, it was quite the piece of shit game. I don't know. I'd love Willie. Willie, you talking about Nylander? It's pretty, but you are not a fan for Devil. I don't know what that is. Doug, baseball is crazy. Mets signed Soto, 15 years, $765 million. Oh my God. So dumb. There's no salary cap. Yeah. Baseball is wild. Completely wild. I don't even understand. Does anyone even go to baseball games? Does anyone watch baseball? Baseball is just so boring. I don't understand how the business of baseball, I don't understand how it works. I really don't. Like, where's that money coming from? What is that, 50 million a year? A little over 50 million? I know I got to do the math on the calculator here. $51 million a year. My God. Isn't it crazy? Soto gets paid 6.5 times what Jack Hughes does. What? 6.5 times what Jack Hughes gets paid to play baseball. Pro Bolt forever. I personally think the Devils will lose in the first round of the playoffs. Okay. Max, it was a puck to the face, scored 2 goals after that. Beast. Complete beast. Luke Perry tonight was a disgrace. I couldn't agree with you more. Ryan Colton's from New Jersey. He played here in my hometown growing up in Robinville. He's a beast. I think Palat has to go. 29 games, 8 points. Robert, falling behind 1-0 on routinely when falling behind 1-0 went on routinely during the hallowed 22-23 season. So this has been going on for a while. It seems to be worse at the Rock. Terrible. Speaking of not being a fan of SST, Mommy says go to bed, you wet napkin. Chico, one of my favorite moments in the dark times was Ovi getting his 700th goal at the Rock and getting a standing ovation from our fans. Love to see it. Yeah. That thing that was on Blackwood, right? That's just, fans respecting a legend of the game. And it's crazy how both Alexander Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby, how good they both have been for so long. It's pretty wild. Crazy to see two generational players like that continuing to dominate. And I've always enjoyed watching both of them. But Ovechkin looking to topple Gretzky's goal record. Oh, my God. I'm in pain, guys. I stuffed my face. Oh, man, it hurts. The East is weak. West is tough. Well, shit, the best power play in the league had nothing to show tonight. We had nothing to show tonight in any category whatsoever. It was painful. Ross Colton getting the first goal, Jersey guy out there. Plot is wasted space in that top 6. Plot looking like a traffic coma every game. And Tats looks like a nervous Nelly every time he touches the puck. Baseball equals sitting in a seat paying for a beer that costs 3 times what it should. But anyway, I'm going to head out. Luck to you guys. Sadly, we already played you 4 times. Good luck. Yeah, good luck, Sean C. Gaming. Hopefully your team loses some games because it's crazy. You guys are playing too hot right now. Jonathan Yee, Antonio Pierce, head coach of the Giants. Did that happen, or is that like what you want to happen? I had to check on that. Oh, Traveling Devil, you had the Taylor ham sandwich tonight. Did you get a fresh one, or did you get the nasty did you get the nasty like sitting there version? I gotta check. I forgot. I was at the game. I didn't check on my fantasy team. Oh wow, some underwear. Oh, okay. I think we're gonna get that win. I don't want to call it just yet, but it's looking like I might take that second place and have a bye in the first round. Cotter needs to make some shit happen. I see the hits, but no goals. There was no goals from anybody tonight. Terrible. Talk about Moneyball. Pro Bolt, just say Juan Soto went to the Mets. I always knew he was going there. Stanley 62495. What's going on? 30 games in. I've really been trying to be patient with this. This team has a signature way of losing, and it's maddening. It's the same loss over and over and over. Yeah, but luckily they're still winning more than they're losing, and they're firmly in a playoff spot, and potentially in the they could be in contention for the division when it's all said and done. It's not like we're just losing. It just sucks when the losses happen like this, but we're playing 633. I think I said hockey. I'll take it right now. I hope Ovi gets that record. Want it to happen. Ovi will get the record next year. I agree with that. I never thought he was going to get it this year. Tonight was so uninspired. Luke, you are 1,000% correct. Doug, anyway, we could pull some strings like New York and get a team with cap to trade for Plot and take on his full salary. Then free that space up, get a true top six forward. Nights like this won't happen. Well, I don't agree that one top six forward is going to completely prevent this from happening. And furthermore, we're not getting as lucky as the Rangers did with Trouba. There is zero chance outside of packaging up assets we don't really want to part with to get someone to take Palat without retention. It's just not going to it's just not realistic, unfortunately. I think he could be a buyout candidate this offseason, but so Jonathan, it's on my list, man. I still haven't gotten to see it. I'm hoping to watch it maybe tonight or tomorrow, but it's on I'm so behind in my stuff, but I seen a little clip of it. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Love Panda, love Chicklets. I usually watch them the day they come out, but the way it all played out, I unfortunately haven't been able to listen to it yet, but I will definitely listen to it in the next 24 to 36 hours. Stanley, the inability to score on a journeyman like Wedgewood, absolutely mind-boggling. Not a single memorable moment of him wearing a Devils jersey, and here we are. Yeah. Jay Ritchie, boys were asleep tonight, bounce back Tuesday. It's a big one. They got to do it for Keefe. Beat his former club. What are your thoughts on bringing back Toffoli? No, we're past that. He could finish, but not what we needed, and he makes too much money, and that's why we didn't sign him. I like Toffoli, but he just makes entirely too much money. I think San Jose is where he wants to be. He's going to mentor a lot of those young kids there, and he's going to play on a shit team in a beautiful weather, beautiful climate, and get paid his money. Ace, when there are events and storylines and The Rock, do you feel like we are too distracted with the extra stuff? What extra stuff do you mean, Max? I'm curious what stuff you mean. For Devil, too much money for Toffoli. Completely agree. Kraken got 6 goals on 21 shots against Quick. SST, you are all lucky my cousin Woodson isn't in here tonight. Traven Devil, semi-fresh. It was mediocre for a dinner ham sandwich. That's pretty much, if you get something mediocre in the arena, you're doing all right, because usually it's tragic. Richard Thompson says, hockey is a loss. Think, yup. Is it the end of the world? Nope. Learn and move on to the next one. Could not agree more. I'm not going to, go to the ledge after another loss. I mean, overall, this team is much improved from last year. We've been playing very well, and stinky games happen. It's unfortunate that ours, so often there are these terrible shutout losses. But former Devils goalies have just been giving us all the problems in the world at home. Jack, need to make a trade for a middle six scorer. It's simply malpractice if Fitz does not. I think he will, but I think it might take some time. Max, no one is dooming. Really nice to see. G. Piercy, I've been saying this since before the start of the season. Bring up Cam Squires, man. I would be willing to, or whatever you want to call it, I'd be happy to see him get a shot. We've called up so many guys. I really wanted to see Hallinan. I thought it was kind of weird. He never got a chance yet. I'm sure we're going to see a couple more guys get a crack before the end of the season. Four Devils still early. Dougie needs to watch a game from the player suite. I can't see it happening, but it'd be interesting if it did. Celluloid therapy. Great teams aren't in the running for most shutouts in the season. There's something wrong with this club, and it's pretty evident. Max, like games against Keefe's Keith's former team, 500 games played, former player, red carpet. I see. But every team has that throughout the course of a season. It's not like they're all these grandiose things. I mean, the 500 games played was a little blip on the screen. Granted, the Markey one was probably the most extravagant, and that was only a couple minutes. Only a couple minutes total where they gave him the silver stick and whatever else they did on the ice. It wasn't like I don't think that's the. I'm not going to blame it on that. I think it's easy for people to look at stuff like that and blame these, weird factors. I just think in the end, sometimes they don't try hard enough when they face adversity in the form of teams shutting down that speed game and that rush, and they make it, clog up the middle, clog up the neutral zone, and make them play outside and kind of work for possessions. It's not the Devils' strong suit, and they're going to have to learn to get better at it. Start wearing the away uniforms for home games like the old days. Maybe they'll play like they do on the road. Man, those home whites back at Continental were beautiful. Samuel Hoffer, I think Matt Rempe will dominate for years to come. For Samuel Hoffer, that would require Matt Rempe making the NHL club. And it seems like as of right now, he's more of a Hartford Wolfpack kind of guy in the AHL. Frank, the beauty of Fitz's offseason rebuild is that he still has cap space to tweak the team for the playoffs. Not much, but a little bit. Still am on to make them stay at a hotel before a game person. I'd be curious. I think there's got to be something against that in the CBA. I don't think they could actually get away with that. Celluloid, learn what? We've been learning for the last 12. Bro, we are in a playoff spot. We can contend for the division. I'm not going to entertain these comments after every loss. And these people learn. We're playing 6. Let me pull up exactly. Is it 638? What? 633. I don't know what you're expecting. There's only 3 teams in the Eastern Conference have a higher points percentage than the Devils. Like, what are you expecting? I don't understand what you people want to see. Colorado has our number. Their forecheck just killed us. General Keefe has to find a way to change the MO. Also, where was the heavier, edgier, more violent tonight? They had nothing tonight. It just looked like they were a gassed team that had no pushback or fight of any kind. Colby, do you have anything extravagant planned next year to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the first Devils Cup? I don't know about extravagant. I'm definitely going to do a bunch of stuff. Probably a bunch of videos, maybe a live or something. I don't know if I'd call any of that extravagant, but I'll certainly be talking about it. NASCAR Hub, I'm a Devils/Avs fan, so I'm not extremely happy or mad. I don't know how you could be that. I'll forever hate the Avalanche after the 2001 Cup Finals. Devils were up 3-2. I was at Game 6 at Continental Airlines Arena. Cup in the building. Devils with a chance to win back-to-back cups, and they lost Game 6 at home, and then they went out on the road, flew to Denver, lost Game 7, lost the series, back-to-back cups foiled. Forever devastating. Chris, hello. I'm sure you heard about the Brady Tkachuk rumors. As per, I don't know how you say this guy's name, the rumors hold no merit for now. If it gets closer to the deadline, you think the Devils will feel pressured to get a package? First of all, I've said this time and time again. I don't give a shit what any of these people say about denying the stories. That's all. It's all smoke and mirrors. I don't believe any report when reports come out and people are like, "Oh, it's made up. It's made up." There's The backup mic is showing is working. Can someone confirm? Can you hear it? Can you hear it? This shit shows that it's working on my end. I hate all this stuff. Is it working? Is it working? All right, sorry about that, guys. This software is bullshit. And when you plug the new mic in, it's like the software can't pick it up. You have to go out and come back. All right, anyway. I don't believe anytime the people come out and say that, oh, it's not true, and it's most of the time I just put no weight into it. And so I wouldn't be surprised if there is some truth to it. I do find it odd that it's all resurfaced, and it all makes sense. Like I was saying last season, if Ottawa's out of the playoff picture, it would make sense for them to cash him in. So I would not be surprised if there's some truth to the rumors. Now, I don't know what the Rangers have to offer without gutting their team. It seems like their only valuable pieces would be Fox or Lafreniere, and I don't know that the Rangers would want to give one of them up, and it's going to take that plus. So it's just weird to me that the Rangers media or fans are trying to claim that they're going after Brady. The Devils, aside from cap space, have way more pieces to offer, but the Rangers do have the cap space, so I don't know. If he goes there, I'd be furious. It would really be disgusting. Doug, the 22-23 season really spoiled us in terms of regular season expectations with this core. They're not going to set franchise records every season, play for playoffs. The President's Trophy means nothing. Well, we definitely don't care. I definitely don't care about the President's Trophy, but I want to be a high seed. Anyone else see/hear more planes going over than usual, or am I just paranoid? NASCAR, where do you live? The UFO/drone drama going on in New Jersey seems to be at an all-time high. I'm seeing people I know post videos about this. It's on the news constantly. It's quite troubling. I'm not that worried about it. I do believe, if I had to guess, I would believe that it's something from our government, but maybe it's not. I mean, who the hell really knows? It is very interesting. And to see the people's reactions are pretty funny. Jay Snow, it's concerning they keep getting shut out, and it's not like they're getting goalied that had two shots in the second period. I need to sit back. My whole body hurts. It is concerning that they keep getting shut out, because when teams take away that rush, when we have to go to the backup plan, it just doesn't seem to be working. I think they have been too comfortable with scoring that way, and in a lot of games it works. But when it doesn't, and the team is coached well, and especially when they get the lead and they could kind of really make it ugly, it's an uphill battle, and the Devils fail the test a lot. They have to figure out how to break through and start creating down low, maintaining possession, cycling, get some dirty goals. But again, Avalanche played a great game. They executed the game plan well, especially once they got that lead. Max, just like the game, Aces faces a look of disgust. On 12-8-24, nothing Devils-related actually worked a full shift. More Brady Tkachuk rumors ruin the stream. It's a sign from the hockey gods. My specialty used to be hurting feelings. I've been told I'm good at that too. These are all Mike's good. It's funny you mentioned that, Husky Unchained. You said it's games like this you need to reunite Halla, Cotter, and Nason. I was with at the Kraken game. I was talking to my buddy, and I did say, "Wow!" I said, "Rest in peace." Always remember the Halla, Cotter, Nason line, because that wasn't a very effective line. But the problem is, I think the other lines weren't clicking as much, and so it's a difficult balance when you have whatever set forward group you have, and you're trying to maximize each line. I do think the Halla, Cotter, Nason line was phenomenal. And maybe we will see them reunited at some point, but it's just one game. I'm not going to start, tearing down everything and rebuilding off of one loss, but it is frustrating to be shut out this many times. Fans need to get more violent too. Brooksy just trying to fan a fire with Brady means nothing. Yeah. But Brady is going to be His thing kicks in July 1. No move, no trade. I forget which one. But after that, Ottawa's going to be a little handcuffed. G. Pearson, you know what? I'm sad we lost, but I'm glad we didn't score. Our poor goal horn is dying. Frank, it's not the President's Trophy. It's the regular season championship. That's in reference to the banner that James Dolan had them hang in Madison Square Garden. I mean, that is really embarrassing. To put a banner that says regular season champions, like, I could accept President's Trophy winners, no problem. Like, cool. You know, you want to honor that, fine. People have division banners. That's pretty typical. So a President's Trophy, I have no issue with the banner. But to put regular season champions, there is no regular season champions. Kevin, if Fitz lets Brady go to the Rangers, he needs to be immediately fired. I don't know that he should be immediately fired, but I would say it's a very large indictment on him. It's if Brady Tkachuk is being moved, Fitz must try everything within his power to get him here. He must. Now, if he can't, he has to make sure he doesn't go to the Rangers, because to see this guy across the river for however many years it'd be a damn shame. What's wrong with the goal horn? Yeah, I'm not sure if it truly is an air compressor. I always thought it may have been a recorded noise. I still don't know. But after a couple blasts, it's like it fizzles out and seems like it's out of steam. And in reference, G. Pearson said, watch the Kraken stream. Yeah, I did a vlog of the game, and at points you could hear it, and there's definitely something wrong with it. Let's talk about politics. It is more entertaining than Devils hockey. Oh, boy. What's going on, Maria? Just got home. News to be a tough one. Book must be out on how to shut out the Devils. Yeah, the book's been out. It's clog up the middle, make it ugly, force them to the outside, make them work really hard. Sometimes they could work their plan B and C with some level of effectiveness. Tonight was not one of those nights, and it was one of the most boring and depressing games I've been at. Richard Tompkins, Wedgewood came in and muted Ace. Damn that guy. Technically, we did score 2 if it helps with the sleep tonight. Political talk will shut down a chat. Darth Riot, tonight was hard. The offense generation definitely is having trouble, but we still have to fix it. Max, every time a game like this happens, Dano and Sal always say, it's just one of those games where nothing is going to bounce our way. Passes are off by a hair. Chris, I don't know if I could make it to the Leafs game, but I might. Oh, man. This season, my in-person attendance record is now 500. I'm now 3-3. Was at the opener against the Leafs, which is obviously a loss. I was at the Tampa Bay game where we got destroyed. Another loss. That made me 0-2 on the season. Then I was at the Ducks game that we won. So then I was 1-2. The Predators game where Nico got the natty hattie brought me back to 500 at 2-2. Went to the Kraken game that made my record 3-2. And then that awful loss tonight, back to 500, 3-3, my in-person attendance on the season. Just noticed the goalie pads. I had those Heat Light 4s too. Oh yeah, these are like my children. Those are Marty Brodeur's game-worn pads from 98-99. One of my favorite pieces for sure. My favorite pattern Marty ever wore. I heard the Pens and Malkin trade rumors. Would you like a Malkin trade? I would love Malkin. Legend of the game. I still think he has some gas in the tank. He makes a decent amount of money as well. So again, it's an issue of how do you make that cap space work? But I would love to see Malkin. Obviously, Malkin would want to go to Washington to play with Ovi. I could see that too. If Malkin goes, Letang is probably next. I don't see Crosby staying for long either. Sid might stay there till the very end. He really might. I don't know. If he does leave, I think Sid's going to go to Colorado. That's not a surprise to anyone. Amagi, Preds and Carolina games were both phenomenal experiences. Yeah, you saw 2 good ones there. I think we pull our connection with the Predators and try to get one of their top scorers. Who do you mean? Do you mean Marchessault or Stammer? I wanted Stammer real bad this summer. Guy broke my heart, went for the money. For Devil, I'd be nervous at Malkin. He has crazy skill still, but has that Russian lazy play at times too. I mean, I think everybody has lazy play at times. I think you put Malkin on a line with two guys like Jack Hughes and Jesper Bratt, and that's like a shot in the arm to a guy like him. Two young, hungry, phenomenal playmaking speedsters. Doug, I've said this on nights where they get shut out. They need more deflection goals. On nights like this, they look for the highlight reel chance instead of the gritty goals. Yeah, gritty's not our specialty yet. We're slowly learning a little bit. Every time we play Wedgewood, he transforms into Vlad Tretiak plus Patrick Waugh plus Dominic Hasek all rolled into one. Malkin is not Mogilny. Max, Sid is a captain that will go down with his sinking ship. Sid will not stay in the East. That's what I think. It's an unfortunate way to go out. To not be on playoff teams, crazy. Isn't Malkin 38 years old? Yeah, he's old, but I'm trying to win a cup in the next year or two, Traveling Devil. I'm not looking at Malkin as a long-term solution. He is 38 years old. What is his contract? He's probably only signed up for Yeah, this year and next. Oh, his cap hit's lower than I thought. 6.1? Oh, yeah. I'm all about the Geno Malkin business. They can find a way to make that fit cap-wise. I'm definitely about Malkin. Forsberg I like better, plus that mustache is insane. I'd like to see Nathanmackinnon and Jackhughes on the same line. I think at some point they should definitely... I don't know. The thing with Hughes... He's probably going to play winger in the Four Nations. Maybe that'll be like the battery in the back of Keith. Like if Jack plays on the wing and like tears it up in the Four Nation, maybe the Devils will be like, maybe we should try that. But who knows? Interesting situation to see. If nothing else, I would like to see Jack with Jesper Bratt and Nason. And furthermore, I just think Jesper and Jack now are just too good together. I said this going back to some point mid last season. I think they need to keep them together and just figure out what other winger will best complement them. But I think Jack and Jesper need to stay together. Pretty sure Sid will stay in the Pens. I'd be shocked if he leaves. I'm sorry. I love Jack Hughes. He is not a center. I think he is a center. I mean, what you want to flip him to the wing? He is improving in a lot of situations. His faceoffs are getting better. Philip Forsberg he makes a lot of money. 8.5, it's a lot. That is a real lot to try to fit. That's Brady money. Max, Jack's getting better on faceoffs. Yep. More upside in having two elite centers. Could do what the Oilers did with McDavid and Leon, where they play them on the same line when they need a spark mid-game. Flexibility and options are good to have. I don't think that Jack is going to go to the wing anytime soon, but listen, anything can happen. But I do think if Jack, imagine he goes to the Four Nations and he plays the wing and he just kills it and he's just all over the place. It would be pretty funny. And the Devils like, you know what? We want you to play wing. Man, I'm still pissed I went to this game. What a travesty. What a travesty. I just lost my spot. Nico Sturm seems like a good option. Darth, he's a center for faceoffs, but he struggles with the defensive side of a center's job. Listen, he's getting better at all this stuff. The general's going to mold him real nice. He has him out there protecting one-goal leads in late-game situations. He's got him out there with the empty net. Jacko, he's our next captain. Trade every Swiss guy to Ottawa for Brady. Come on, man. I love me some Nico and Timo. Fitz and Keith have some work to do, and they need to start ASAP. Fitz with moves and Keith with holding players accountable. 3 for 13 on the draw. I mean, you can try him on the wing. What's the worst that could happen? Is the worst that could happen is he's going to get crushed. It will make him a little bit easier to hit, I think. The insane Pollock. I'm shocked the league even let the Rangers and Dolan get away with making them better. Max, if we can make a deal with Lou, what do you think about getting Brock Nelson? I don't think Lou's trying to make the Devils any better. What does Brock Nelson get paid? Let's see. I just can't see Lou doing anything to try to that would remotely give the Devils. He's got 10 and 7 for 17 and 29 games, 17 points in 29 games. I just can't see Lou doing anything that's going to help the Devils. And I think he kind of gets off on the fact he has a $6 million cap hit. I think he gets off on the fact that the Devils haven't done much, and he's an unrestricted free agent. So if the Islanders are out of it, he could be traded. Lou's not going to try to trade him here, but he is an unrestricted free agent in the summer. I can't see Lou trying to help us. I wouldn't be opposed to him, but again, these guys making $6 million, you're gonna have to clear. Someone else has to leave. Like, we don't have a lot of space for this. So outside of a big move, if I had to guess, I hate to say this, I don't think the top 6 players ever coming, and I think Fitz picks up a bottom 6 guy, if anything. You've started talking sense traveling. Thanks. Nemitz or Casey, Mercer plus picks for Brady. Who says no? I'm not saying no. And I don't think Ottawa would say no either. The cap space is what says no. That's just not enough to clear the money for the cap. And so there would have to be other moves in conjunction with that. But if it is, Marshall, if the deal on the table is anywhere in that realm, I'm doing it. And at this point, I don't even know what trade value would be higher, but I would prefer to keep Casey, I think, over Nemitz, because at some point Dougie's going to be gone, and you're going to want someone besides Luke who has that offensive upside, and I think Casey could be that guy. Forget Nelson, give us back Kyle Palmieri. I'm not a huge Palmieri guy. I wouldn't be opposed if it came cheap, but I don't. I'm not like dying to see that reunion happen. Our cap space says no, exactly. Mikael Granlund is having a good season in San Jose. I don't know. We just need a sniper that has a killer instinct when Jack and Brad are making defenses look silly. Agreed. Max, I would go Nemitz. Casey has shown too much upside at this point for me. Yeah, the problem is other teams might be like, we saw Seamus Casey now we want him. But I would definitely try to keep him. For Devils should make a play with Nemitz. We obviously need to convert our overdeveloped D into problem fixes. You would like to see that happen. Devils don't have a first pick for a significant trade. We have it for next year. 3 seconds, I believe, this in coming draft. I believe that is correct. But you could offer next year's pick or prospects. Nemitz, prospects, next year's first. Maybe multiple seconds. There's options, but the cap space is the real issue for the people trying to bring in one of these bigger names that makes a lot of money. That's going to be a challenge. Easier said than done to free up money to sign these guys. We do have a first. Allen would have to play 40 games in order for that pick to turn into a first. There's no way Allen's playing 40 games. There's zero chance. Can our players decline the Four Nations crap and focus on the regular season? You guys have to realize how much the players like this, how much of an honor it is for the players to put on the country, their country's jerseys and play against the other elite players in the league. The players really look forward to this, and I don't think that, well, it's not going to happen. Again, this is all part of the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, and with the Players Association. But I don't think there's going to be many injuries. I think people just have to stop being paranoid. This is great marketing for the sport of hockey. Play McDermott. Chris, I'd like to see McDermott back in there as well. I'm a big fan of Curtis. I'm not saying he has to play every game, but I don't think there should be stretches where we don't see him for a couple weeks. Heavier, edgier, more violent. When he's in the lineup, the team, there's something about his aura where the team plays well and we win. I would love to see him back out there Tuesday. Traveling Devil Nemitz and Casey should be considered in any big trade talk. I mean, I think those are going to be names that come up in any trade talk for a big name player. Obviously, if we're talking about a fourth line center or a bottom six guy, those names are not going to be remotely mentioned. But if you're talking about a bigger splash, those names are going to be rolling off the tongue of every GM looking to make a deal with us. Those are two very coveted young defensemen with a lot of upside. Also, never trading Sharon Govich. Hindsight is 40. Hindsight's 2020. I've said this time and time again. That was a win now move. Sharon Govich wasn't going to break out here like he has in Calgary. And to me, getting to Foley was an ultimate win now move. I can't get mad. I was jacked when they made the trade. I thought it was a great move that showed that Fitz was getting a little aggressive and trying to make it happen. Didn't work out. It's unfortunate. It didn't work out, but I like moves like that. Four Nations crap. I'm stoked for that. Yeah, I'm super jacked for that as well. For Devil Nemitz, I would be okay losing. I really want to see more of Casey first. Yeah, but who do you sit for him? That's the thing. We're so rich at defense now. Darth Rye, I love the Devils, but let's go USA. I'm all about the Four Nations. Yeah, so am I. I am super jacked for the Four Nations. Jack, play McD against Reeves Tuesday. Has Reeves even been playing regularly? I haven't been following the saga there. Let's see. I don't even know if he's been playing regularly. Let's see. So they played Penguins last night. He did play last night. Did he play before that? Yeah, I would like to see McDermott play against the Leafs. Amagi, so is the tandem next year going to be Markstrom, AHL goalie? Definitely. No, nothing's definite, Amagi. We could sign another more veteran guy in free agency, but if I had to predict it, I would say, it would be Markstrom and either Poulter or Dawes. But that's not written in stone, and who knows? You could see Jake Allen come back another year for all I know. But I would say that the favored or the most likely thing I would think is to be one of the AHL guys, but it could be Allen again, and it could be another guy in free agency. Jason, Devils are 31st in the league in net front presence. That's a problem, I would say. Where are you finding these detailed stats? I'm curious. G. Piercy, well, Ace, I got to run. Love the stream, the videos. Let's go Devils. Thank you, sir. Let's go Devils. What broadcast is the Four Nations on? I think it's going to be on. I actually don't know what it's going to be on. I'd imagine it's going to be on something everyone could watch. Maybe TNT. Can we just trade Mercer in a second for Marchenko, please? I like Mercer. Max. I also I know I've said it before, and I said, yeah, McLeod, terrible loss. Toffoli was not replaced. Do you think Fitz will hold off and wait for Gritsuk to come over for Jack's line? Is it? I keep seeing things. Is it definite that he could come here? All these KHL Russian guys always. I'm never convinced that they're actually going to come. So I don't like counting on any of these guys as if it's a definitive thing. It always seems like very dicey to me. So And a lot of people have said he looks good. I haven't seen really anything outside of a couple clips. I don't know that Fitz's, end game plan here is for him to be in the playoffs. Maybe it is. Maybe they think that he is that good. I have no idea. But I'd be curious to see if and when he becomes a Devil. Jack, where are the big hits from Dylan? Agree with you there too, Jason. No more of these hits like he laid on Petrarca in game 2. Oh, that was a devastating one. He was penalized for it, but razor blade popsicles. They should relocate the Devils to Arizona. The owner of the Suns and Mercury want the Coyotes back. That is never happening. The Devils owners are a big corporate conglomerate that own the arena, as well as the Sixers and the Washington Commanders, I believe. And they're not going to move to Arizona. It's clear that Arizona does not really support hockey. Is Gritsuk 100% coming over this year after KHL season? Yeah, I can't answer you. I never believe any of this stuff till it happens. I don't disagree with the move, but you lost a good young talent in Sharon Goich for Toffoli, traded him, and never replaced that position. Yeah, it's true, but I'm hitting the like. Cape Dog, thank you. Yeah, hit the thumbs up, guys. What's up? I know it was a terrible loss, but can I get a like over here? It takes half a second of time. Press the button. +70 in the chat, only 22 likes. Dr. Brian High just joined. What are your big takes on today's game? My big takes, there's no big takes to have. The Devils just laid an egg. They had no emotion, they had nothing. They had nothing. The Avalanche shut it down on us, and we just kind of wilted and died. No heart, no emotion, no nothing. Got to come out hard on Tuesday against the Leafs because we looked like crap tonight. Devils looked good the first 10 minutes of the game. After that, not good. Jay Snow, we know it's a definite with Gritsuk, and now the Russian season is longer this year. When your team is playing as flat Stanley, it's okay to take a penalty with a huge hit. No, for sure. And I wish we saw someone start a fight or lay a big hit or something to try to spark something tonight. I thought we might see it when the Devils went down 2-0. We saw absolutely nothing. Nothing whatsoever. SST, once again, Gritsuk is a lazy MF and not an answer for a top 6. Yeah, I think it's a lot for people just to assume that this guy could come from the KHL and be a top 6 player. I mean, even to be a bottom 6 player, to just jump into the lineup, I think is asking a lot. But for a top 6, I think it's really asking for a lot. Ace, our depth scoring sucks right now, and Cotter seems to be struggling, not just in the goal scoring area. Cotter will be all right. The team is going to be all right. I'm not worried. I'm just slightly concerned at the frequency of being shut out. I lost my spot here with the stats. Yeah, let me see the stats here. Oh, this is not what I wanted. Come on, you shit. Yeah, 19 hits tonight. Yeah, Devils, Avalanche 23 shots, Devils with 25 shots. We got, not battered, but lost in the faceoff department, 55.6 to 44.4. Avalanche 12 hits, Devils with 19 hits. Avs with 19 block shots, Devils with 12 block shots. Avalanche 13 giveaways, Devils with 8. That's way less than most games for them. Avalanche 6 takeaways, Devils with 2 takeaways, but not enough of Wedgewood was just too comfortable all night. Jack, what is the bigger need right now? Top 6 winger who could take faceoffs, or a bottom 6 gritty guy / center? It's a good question. I mean, yeah, it's hard. I can't say for sure. I would say the top 6 winger, just because they play more, and so I do think a top 6 winger would help the team overall more than a bottom 6. But I think they both, if we could somehow get both, it would be phenomenal. But I do think we could use both for sure. I need to know how to pronounce this name, because I've now heard 75 different pronunciations, and I need to understand exactly what it is. I don't know how I'm going to get to the bottom of this. When there was the whole thing with Akira Schmid, I straight up just found him and asked him and set the record straight because everyone was calling him Schmid. But I need to know how to pronounce his name. But you thought I heard someone first say it was Legary, I think, and then I heard Amanda Stein and Keith both pronounce it some really crazy way because they're both Canadian. I'd imagine Amanda's was correct because I do think it's a French name probably, and she's from Montreal, so I'd imagine that hers is probably right. For Devil, notice the Pesci death stare at the ref. I didn't see that. I was at the game, so you miss a lot of that stuff. Jay Snow, Dowling's got to go down. I don't want to watch him anymore. Max Gritzuk, 33 games played, 10 goals, 15 assists, plus 17. Yeah, the stat line's good, but that's the KHL is a different animal. Dr. Brian, in second period, I believe they had like 12 minutes or more straight without a shot on goal. Unacceptable, completely unacceptable. Would they have 1 or 2 shots total in the period? Jay Snow, 2 shots in the period. Traveling Devil, plus 17 sounds like a lazy MF. Chris, the gritty bottom 6 guy sounds like Tanev or Hoglander. I don't know that Fitz is going to do anything. I wouldn't be shocked if we did nothing. I don't think it'd be the greatest thing to do, but I wouldn't be shocked. Bastion, either. I wish we could get rid of him. It seems like he might be getting phased out as well. Maria Wedgewood forgot to bring his pillow. Jack, I would love to make a trade with the below average kind of team in the West where we could get the top 6 and bottom 6 guy both in one go. Again, cap space is going to be the issue here. Where's the money coming from? Max, Amanda Stein, she knows the right pronunciation. That's what I figured. French Canadian. Damien, hi. Hey, sorry the game did not go well. Hate that we basically made Wedgewood a god on ice. Granted, he's not a bad goalie, but still should not have shut us out. But hey, got to meet you. Thanks. Oh, shout out to Damien. What's going on, man? Met Damien pregame or after warmups. I saw Damien. I got some cool videos of I usually don't go on the glass. I usually try to shoot stuff over the glass. Today I was like, let me try through the glass. It's been a while, and I met Damien, so shout out to you, Damien. I don't know why your little picture there is a Vegas Golden Knights guy. I have a little bit of an issue with that. But, backup goalies from the Devils past. Wedgewood, again, I don't think he was that tested tonight, but another Devils, former Devils goalie comes in and shuts us out. I mean, pathetic. And I jokingly talked about this after the last game, and I think I put in the notes of this, was like, hopefully Wedgewood isn't the story tonight. And sure enough, he was. Pretty predictable and kind of disgusting that it's a recurring theme from the season. Dr. Brian, you prefer Allen or Markstrom in net? 100% Markstrom. I am a Markstrom guy. I would give Markstrom the net and play him like every team basically played starters in the late 90s, mid 90s, early 2000s. SST, plus 17 on a stacked and richest team that buys any great player in the KHL. Amagi, I'd give my left kidney for Tanev. Max, just bought tickets for Devils Flyers in Philly with my friend. Hopefully I don't die. I think you'll be fine, Max. Is it just you and one friend? You're going with 2 of you? Brandon, Ace, do you think the Devils are worse at home than last year? I know we won a few games, but Devils are getting shut at home is common, is a new thing this year. It's very hard to try to wrap your head around the why, the how of some of these things. I wish I had an answer. I don't think anyone knows, including Keith or the players. But it's gotta stop. But these guys are coming into New Jersey with they see red. They just want to shut the Devils down. Maggie, you're going to Philly too? Jack, Brandon Saad could be an option. Only a year left after this one and can skate with 86 and 63 with retention. It's reasonable too. Let's see. He's making 4.5 for this year and next. Definitely an option. Damian, fair enough. This profile pick was when I was a bandwagon guy and wanted a team in Vegas, and we finally had it. All right, I could accept it. The New York Ranger nobody. What happened? If you're talking about what happened tonight, is the Devils didn't show up. He's a Flyers fan, bought lower bowl tickets for his birthday. Nice. Moggy's going to the March one. Devils are going to have to dump Ashton. They'll need that money elsewhere. Maybe another piece is going to have to go too. Yeah, you're going to have the. There's not just tons of money sitting there to go out and get guys. Without moving some pieces, there's not going to be that much money to go get some of these names you guys are throwing out. Max, the New York Ranger nobody. It passed 7 past quick and it's past your bedtime. For Devil, I still think the Devils will be back and forth with goalies until we get close to postseason. Then I would say Markey needs to start way more. I'm curious to see what the plan is, or just Markstrom just going to keep, you're going to keep just playing 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4. You're going to keep using Jake Allen, and then Markstrom's going to have to play a full playoff series and is going to go into shock. Traveling Devil 76, how do you feel about Salayev SST? Oh, this should be good. AEP Snow, we got to get a top 6 guy. Palat is not a top 6 forward at this point in his career. Imagine what that Hughes-Bratt combo could do with another genuine top 6 guy. Yeah, but that was, a lot of people want to see that. But money doesn't just appear. And so, Fitz, to his credit, kind of stretched the money pretty good, I would say, this summer. And there's not a lot of money left. We used it up, baby. We were giving out contracts. We're like, Dylan got paid. Pesci got paid. A lot of people got paid. Pato Tortuga, appreciate you, man. Let's go Devils. Thank you for the super chat, my man. Appreciate you. I know Tortuga is turtle. What is Pato? I need to know. Duck? Oh, I didn't know that. See, I took Spanish for 2 years in high school. Oh, duck turtle. Duh, that's what the picture is. I didn't realize that it was a duck. Pato is very interesting. But thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate that. I took Spanish for 2 years in high school. Wasn't great at it, but I didn't retain enough of it to navigate my way around Acapulco on spring break in college. Just enough known to navigate around. And the most common phrase that I would use in all the clubs in Acapulco while on the spring break was Diez Vodka y Sprite, por favor. And then you show them American money because we had the wristband. So you go to all these clubs with the all-inclusive for the spring breakers. You'd go to these clubs. Everything was free. So I'd go in with our group, and I'd just order 10 Diez y Vodka, por favor, show the money. Bang, he'd come back with a tray, and I'd say, keep it coming, my friend. And what a great trip, by the way. Wow. To be young again. If I drank like that now, I'd end up in the emergency room. SST, Rangers lost. This is what happened. The New York Ranger, nobody. Oh, this is in reference to Salayev. He is too far away from being a complete NHL player. For Devil NYR, that should be the slogan for your team. $5 years at least. Wow. That guy Dolan is a joke, the owner. I don't know what I don't know what you guys are talking about. AP Snow, unpopular opinion, but Dylan hasn't brought much except physicality to the defense. If I had a nickel for every time I saw him out of position this year, I'd be a millionaire. I haven't noticed it that much. I mean, it happens on occasion, but who does that not happen to? And furthermore, the physicality does matter. And I do believe also him being a veteran, I do believe that counts for something as well. I do think he's one of the veteran leaders of the group. And I think you need those guys on the team. Is he the most sound defenseman we have? No. But is he a heart and soul guy and one that's going to be vocal on the bench and in the locker room and kind of get the guys fired up? I do believe so. And I do think you need guys like that as well. I'm a big Brendan Dillon fan, so, I'll take the good with the bad. I just realized the Devils have 3 home games in a row now, going to be tough games. Well, we had 5 in a row, 2 down. Dr. Brian, if I can describe how the Devils played today, it would be how the Taylor ham, egg, and cheese tastes at the Rock. Just said. Damian Wayne, Ace, I'll say this. Assuming all goes well for the Devils as this year ends, we'll at least make the playoffs. I know games like this look bad. We can still make the playoffs. Our main goal. They're definitely making the playoffs. The playoffs is not even a question in my mind now. For the people that are still even contemplating this, it's wild. There's only 3 teams in the entire Eastern Conference playing a better points percentage, or playing at a better points percentage than the Devils are right now, and they are the Capitals and Canes, obviously, in our division, who will be probably chasing all year long. And the only other team in the East with a higher points percentage outside of Canes and Caps is the Panthers. Devils are in 4th in terms of points percentage at 633. Panthers playing 643. Hurricanes 648. Caps 741. I am ecstatic with where the New Jersey Devils are right now. Ecstatic. Thoughts on the Soto deal? That baseball contracts have been out of control forever. Completely psychotic. Baseball's a joke. I don't know where this money comes from. I don't understand anything about it. I don't know anyone that watches full baseball games or routinely goes to baseball games. Is it all TV money? But then the TV money you would think is based on TV ratings. Who is watching baseball? Tell me. A full game. Even my friends that grew up as baseball fans, they don't watch baseball games. Dylan was a -3 tonight. Brandon, New York nobody. I can't hear you on the bottom of the standings. Amagi, Dylan is a great addition to this team in multiple aspects. Dougie, however. Baseball is stupid, in my opinion. Owners who are billionaires just spend out of their own pocket to get the big-name guys for absurd money. Yeah. From 3-1 to 5-7, that sounds legible. New York nobody. How have the Rangers been lately? Second card, wild card spot is the bottom of the standings is the question. Max, the term fire sale comes to mind. Still can't read your comment from down there. When you win some games, type again. New York nobody, we suck ass and in free fall. Till we retool, and God knows when that will happen. Let's just suck it up and take it on the chin. Chris, are you a Ranger fan as well, maybe? Is there multiple Ranger fans commiserating in here right now? I'm trying to figure it out. Marshall, for anyone looking for good food at the Rock, Hyundai Club sliders plus beer cheese is fire. Unfortunately, you have to buy club tickets. Oh, you got the beer cheese? I put the beer cheese on a hot dog tonight. I put the beer cheese really on everything, but that is a veteran move. Marshall, you took the sliders with that's a good move. AEP Snow, I don't watch baseball unless it's the playoffs, and I played my whole life. Exactly. And no one's watching it. No one. Bottom of the playoff brackets. Chris, I'm a Ranger fan. I just want to hear live hockey talk. I don't care who the team it is relaxes me. I could definitely respect that. So there's multiple Ranger fans in here. Yeah, I mean, for the people like, trashing the Ranger guys, they're going to definitely be a playoff team. As much as a lot of you want to see them miss the playoffs, I would love to play the Rangers again in the playoffs, by the way. But the Rangers are going to be in the playoffs. There's some really bad teams in the East. And with, as long as Shesterkin has a pulse, I'm never counting the Rangers out of it. And in my opinion, they're definitely going to make the playoffs. And they're going to be dangerous. If you have a guy like Shesterkin, they're capable of stealing series. And it's not like the Rangers, roster is junk. They haven't been performing well this season by and large, but they still have a lot of good players. And, I think they'll be very dangerous in the playoffs, especially with Shesterkin. He's the ultimate X factor. I would like it too much if the Rags fans showed up. Beer cheese on anything. I don't hate Devils. I hate Isles. The New York Nobody. I know we suck ass, but it makes me a little happier talking crap after the Devils got shut out. Oh, man. AEP Snow. Is the Prudential Center soft pretzel a top 5 menu item at the Rock? There's only one answer. If you're talking about on the concourse, probably. Val S. Rangers are done. H, you know what I missed at the Rock food-wise? The gyros back in 2011 to 13 were so good. 2011 to 2013. I think there's a gyro truck in front of the arena now. Oh, I'm just like in pain right now. Getting old, guys. I'm getting old. I'm pretty sure there's a gyro truck in front. I don't recall them having it at the arena, and I definitely never got it. Rebuild incoming. Damien, same. So happy for the Devils. I'm glad they've gotten better. Sadly got to run, but thanks again for meeting me for the first time. Fun fact, I was at the restaurant section and came get pucks. You got someone flip you a puck? I don't know what that means. But good meeting you, Damien. Hope you had a good time at that shutout garbage outing by the New Jersey Devils. Hopefully, man, what a painful game to be at live. Dr. Brian, any food spots near Prudential you recommend? Not really. If you're going to like a regular week, I would have said Hobby's Deli in the past, but they close super early now, and so they're not really open before games. The New York Nobody, how's that Igor contract? This year's Rangers are comparable to last year's Devils. Have some empathy, you subhuman monsters. Max, Igor kind of handcuffed the Rags. You love to see it. I mean, 11, what are you making? What is he getting, 11.5? I mean, it's high, but with the cap going up, it's not as crazy as the 13-14 rumors that people were throwing out there. What are the chances Igor sees the halfway point of that contract time-wise? Was that Reds tonight and the Jager Schnitzel is out of this world? Damien, I came to the ice to try to catch the warm-up pucks. YouTube, oh, I got you. There was tons of kids near me all begging for pucks. The sad part is I'm 99% certain that the pucks they use in warm-ups now are just blank pucks on both sides. And so I do think that's kind of shitty. But I guess it's cool. When I was a kid, I would have loved any puck either. But to have just blank pucks and warm-ups is pretty weak. Always crowded, though. Oh, this is Ellie's Bistro. Always crowded, though, and hard to find a seat in there. Not my kind of place at all. Doug, Rangers this year are just a product of an old Coors window shutting quicker than expected. Kind of. Who's that Max Petinoff guy? I cannot see his messages. Blocked me, but I don't even know him. Chris, it's high, but you just can't let him go either. Definitely handcuffed, but it is what it is. I mean, how are you not going to sign Shesterkin? I mean, definitely an interesting scenario that he thought he was going to get wild money. I mean, he did well for himself. Amagi, I think the warm-up pucks are nothing special. They're just blank pucks. They're just blank pucks. The first time, for a couple years, they were using like special warm-up pucks, I think. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. But to just use like blank pucks like they use in regular practice, and kids are like begging, like groups of kids, like, please, Nico, please, Brett. Like, you know, like these, oh my God, I just look directly. They say don't look directly into the sun. I just look directly into the studio lights. But shout out to you guys, man. Cheers to you guys for coming out. A lot of the people don't come out after the losses. A lot of people are they're just about the victory post games. And they just want to come out for the for the wins. They don't want to be here for the losses. Someone else I met tonight even told me that. They're like, yeah, I love your show. They're like, I'm probably not going to watch tonight, though. This game was terrible. I'm like, yeah, it seems the way it goes. The New York Nobody, it's not the 11.5 that kills me. It's the 8 years. Igor will be an old-ass man in the hockey world for the last half of the contract. He's 28. What is wrong with you people? So he's going to be signed till he's 36. You guys are crazy, man. The New York nobody. 36 years old at the end of the contract, and you're talking about he's going to be an old-ass man? What is the world has conditioned? I'm convinced the New York nobody. I can't see the picture there. It's a jersey and a hat. You got to be a young guy, the New York nobody. No offense to the young people, but you have been brainwashed by media and other young people, and I don't know who, that like 32 is like dead in pro sports. It ain't. 36 years old for Igor Shesterkin. If you're the Rangers, I'm taking my chances. Yeah, 36. Markstrom's 34. Granted, he's not, an elite, quote unquote, elite goaltender, but he's shown to be a decent to good goaltender. But you've seen examples of it. Last year, Bobrovsky, I believe, was 35 when the Panthers won the Cup. He had a long playoff drive the season before. The great Martin Brodeur. The great Martin Brodeur brought the Devils to the Cup Finals at 40 years old in 2012. 40 years old. And had some of his best seasons, let's see, in 2005. So, yeah, he had some of his best seasons when he was 34 plus. And so, yes, I'm not saying Shesterkin is the great Martin Brodeur, because he's not. But if Shesterkin is truly an elite goalie, if I'm the Rangers, I'm taking that chance. 36 years old is not old. I mean, it's not young, but it's not like he's decrepit. And I just don't understand why people have been convinced that, like 32 is like, oh my God, he's 32. It's just wild to me. Amagi should be giving them out like candy for that reason, at least. Are you talking about the warm-up pucks? I mean, listen, the guys gave out a shitload. I think I saw at least a dozen get tossed or flipped into like my immediate area. These little kids, you would have thought, it was wild. Like there was a couple like slightly not like crazy altercations, but like there was some hand fighting when the puck was up, and they're blank pucks. And I'm like, wait, who even cares? Like, yeah, I get it. It's like the whole experience and the memory, but blank pucks? Yeah, you gotta. I wouldn't have been going crazy for blank pucks. Come on, man. Oh, my man Chase is going on. Smash the like button for Ace. I'd appreciate it. Could a brother get a like out here? Could we just press that thumbs up real quick one time? Not really asking for a lot. I think it's the least you could do. I'm out here just in pain like the rest of you guys with what a garbage game. Oh, God. When you're there live, it's just so much worse. No way he sees the whole contract. I can see that going both ways. Doug, got to support the guy who shows up every game. Respect for having this pod, Ace. It's been a great space for you to vent, another time celebrate. Appreciate you, Doug. Thank you very much. Win or lose, we booze. Cheers to you. I guess I have a little ice left, so I got to pour one more. Got to pour one more out. Let's see. Max, FLS, I don't remember blocking you, but you were. My bad. SST, Leafs and Kings next two losses, likely based on tonight's game. Come on, man. Fat finger syndrome. Oh, I know all about that. Okay, I feel better. Yeah, man. Yeah, listen, you should be ecstatic. That is having Igor Shesterkin locked up, granted for a little bit more money than would be ideal. Having Shesterkin for 8 years is right now, that is the best thing that the Rangers have going for them, honestly. It really is. I do believe he's that good of a goalie, and I wish you didn't sign him. I was hoping he was leaving, if not the division. I would love to see him leave the conference. Having to play him for 8 years or however long he makes it is not going to be fun. But, maybe, hopefully Jack gets the best of him and we get a lot of Instagram hockey for however long he does make it. But 36, man, it's just crazy the way people treat these guys these days. Dogzilla, warm-up pucks in the 80s were white on one side with a Black Devils logo. Had dozens of these at my parents' house, now lost in the black hole of time. I think I've seen those. Yeah, just put something on it. I mean, it doesn't cost. It's a minimum. Pucks even printed are super cheap. So, kids want them, and these are. This is why I have a lot of issues with the sport of hockey. I do think they could market it better and do things to cultivate, to really hook fans and create hardcore fans from a young age. And a lot of it's just basic marketing principles. And it's like, yeah, kids are freaking out for these things. Just make it a little extra special so that, in years from now, it's not, oh, look at the puck I got in my first Devils game. And it's a blank puck that's all beat up with nothing on it. Dr. Brian, wow, when you said 2005, I feel young. I was born in 2004. Yeah, you are young. In 2004, I was 19, and the great Martin Brodeur was 32, and he had some of his best seasons winning Vezinas and crazy stats in the few-year window from like 04 to 08. And there's no reason why other guys can't do the same. Is this Nodis? Nodis. I need to be with people that can share my pain when it comes to the Devils losing. Well, cheers to that. Yeah, feel my pain is right. What a stinky game. And to be there live. I was there with two of my buddies, one of them from out of town, far away, doesn't make it to a lot of games. And I jokingly was like, oh, Wedgewood's going to get us tonight, isn't he? And then sure enough, I was like, fuck. Terrible. Chris, all right, take a like for me. Thank you, sir. Amagi, oh, man, I forgot to mention this guy sitting by me got pissed the Avalanche didn't get an icing on their penalty kill. What? Oh, before nets, those things are raining on us. I hate the net. I can't stand the net. I understand why they put it. It was an overreaction. That poor girl got hit with the puck. I think it was in Columbus. I think her name was Brittany something or other. Brittany Cecil. I forget. But someone deflected a puck and like a fluke thing. It hit her in the head and she died. And then they put those nets up. But the nets are terrible. I mean, there's no hard tickets anymore. It's all e-tickets. But they used to have on the back of the ticket, like, the warning about the spectator play area and things could get hurled into the crowd. Plus, each warm-up puck is specific for each game. When I go to games in Boston, I've developed a relationship with the equipment manager as he has a love for DMB. Nice. Yeah, the Devils used to have special warm-up pucks too. And I guess they still do it in a lot of arenas where it has like the logos and stuff. I have some cool like used ones in my collection from, games I went to, either home or away. I went on a West Coast trip, I think in 2020, and I think I got warm-up pucks from, I want to say it was Vegas, and maybe one other place had it. Maybe it was the Ducks or Sharks. I can't remember. The New York Nobody, as a Rangers fan, I'm sharing your pain. We had a 3-1 lead at the end of the first. Then the Kraken scored 5 straight on us. I'm just projecting my hurt on the Devils fans. Nah, it's all good, man. As long as you're not a dick. A lot of Ranger fans have been trolling lately, but yeah, that's brutal. To blow a 2-goal lead, and then they scored 5 straight. But listen, people sleep on the Kraken and some of these other teams where they just look at their point totals or where they're on their standings like, oh, this team sucks. We should beat them. And I've been telling people for a while now, there's no gimme wins in this league. Every team has good players, and they're coming to win. These guys are playing for pride, money, contracts, personal stats, their own team, and people just like, oh, this team sucks. We should kill them. And it's like, listen, a lot of times in the NBA or NFL, the very best team in the league will probably beat the worst team like 85% of the time. That's not the case in hockey. The parity in hockey right now is pretty damn good. And like I've been saying forever, on any given night, any team can beat any team. And you've seen a bunch of teams this year upset these great teams. Ted, kinder, gentler, more compassionate. Halloween Fiends. Halloween Fiend 77. Hey, Ace, my father lied to you today. We are currently watching the post-game show. Nice meeting you, by the way. Nice meeting and talking to you guys. I'm still my insides are still, I feel like one of my intestines is coming out from all the food in the club. That's hilarious, though, Halloween Fiend. Shout out to you guys. Yeah, what a horrible night, though. I mean, wow. No fights, no big hits. It was just a very non-eventful shutout loss. And I hope every time they get shut out, I'm like, I hope this is the last time they get shut out for the season. But I just don't see how that's remotely even possible based on what we've seen so far this season. Was that the 4th or 5th shutout in 30 games? It was either 4 or 5. That's an alarming percentage. Wow. I mean, yeah, that puts us on pace for to get shut out a double-digit amount of times. I mean, Edger. Igor will be asking for a trade in 3 years. I don't know about all that. I think New York's probably a lot of players have said they over the years have said they love playing in New York, and it makes sense. I mean, the world's most famous arena. You have everything you would want in New York City. I'm surprised Igor signed back, to be honest. Well, they gave him the boatload of money. You would think the puck would have the NHL logo at least. Yeah, I thought I hadn't paid attention in a while to like the warm up pucks, because I know a few years ago they did have some sort of marking on it, whether it was the warm up logo, the Devils logo at the opponent. I forget what they had, but then I noticed when the guys were messing around today, I'm like, wait, those are blank on both sides, and these kids are just like, what? Please. Like going all out to try to get these pucks. Ted, NHL League shoots themselves in the foot. Max, sent you a pic of the puck I got at the Bruins. Marshall, with Nashville aspiring, I think Fitch should revisit the possibility of bringing in Saros. Grateful for Marky Allen, but the inconsistency seems like it's going to bite us in the playoffs. Marshall, I'm here to tell you, there is a 0% chance of the Devils getting Saros. I repeat, there is 0% chance of the Devils getting Saros for many reasons. I'm not going to get into it, but that's never happening. Max, does anyone else have one of their bucket list items of seeing a Devils game at every away venue? It's definitely not a bucket list item, just because, I like to travel to see Devils on the road, but there's so many places that it's like I don't really care to go there. And so am I going to really, because if I'm going to a place, I would like to make a trip out of it and either, go there for at least 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, whatever it is, or try to catch a road stretch, right? So when I went to the one 3 years ago, I think it was actually 4 games. I saw the Devils in, I think it was Anaheim, San Jose, LA, Vegas. But I don't know, what am I going to do in places like Calgary? I mean, maybe there's something cool to do there, but I can't say with a straight face that I've always been like, oh, damn, you know what I want? I always wanted to go to Calgary. So outside of just going to the game, it's hard for me to wrap my head around that. But that is a cool thing if you're trying to see the Devils in every arena. I mean, that is very cool. I've seen people to travel to all the football stadiums or baseball stadiums, whatever it is. I do think it's pretty cool. I've been to a good amount of NHL arenas, nowhere near all of them. There's definitely a bunch on there I would like to go to still. Doug, I just read that poor girl died 48 hours after taking the puck to her temple. Such a tragic death. Yeah, it was crazy. What year was that, Doug? I remember it vividly. I feel like it had to be 10, 15 years ago now. I mean, wow, years are flying by. The New York Nobody, I feel bad for the Nashville fans. I had them as serious cup contenders after all the moves they made there going through it. I don't know. I have no words of how this happened. I mean, a solid playoff team last year. They go out there, get some of the biggest names in free agency, and they're looking like an absolute just train wreck. I mean, send me Stammer, please. I would love Steven Stamkos on this club with retention. There's no other way. It has to be one of the more shocking plot lines on the season. That studio must smell terrible. No, it's pretty good right now. At least you can drown your sorrows with beard cheese and ice cream in the clubs. Oh man, I think I filmed I'm a little bit surprised that it seems like people do like the vlogs, which I never really anticipated. So I thought that's kind of funny. So I guess when I go to games, maybe not every game, but I will try to do the vlogs for the games I go to. And I do think I made my buddy film a quick little thing involving ice cream. So I probably no guarantees, because this all takes time and sometimes I get uninspired. But I might put out a vlog from tonight's terrible game, and most of it is just food stuff because there was nothing going on. Oh man, I think Maddie said 5 shutouts. Yeah, it's brutal. 5 in 30 games. My God, what is that? It's like 16%ish. Let's see. Yeah, 16.6 repeating. The 16.66666. Almost 17% of the Devils games resulted in a shutout. Wow. That sucked, but I can't imagine a worse feeling if my daughter got hit by one of those missiles. Yeah, I get it. The people who ask for player sticks during warm-ups are wild. Yeah, very rarely does that work out. I mean, a puck is one thing. Asking for a stick is, that's why not just ask them for a car? I'm saying, Palad, it's my 17th birthday. Buy me a Honda Accord. Halloween Fiend. Yeah, dude, I ate so much food. I had a food pregnancy on the way home. We got to start picking up pace, though, regardless of momentum, if we want playoffs this year. They're definitely making the playoffs. Everybody calm down. They're making the playoffs for sure. The question is, what will the seed be? What will the road be? How far can they go? But the playoffs, I'm here to tell you, is pretty much a guarantee. Max, I'm waiting for the games where we play Ottawa, Toronto, and Montreal. Natas, 825. The Garden stays packed with sitcom celebrities, at least 5 each game. I mean, New York City is, there's all those types there. Max, Ace, you would do hopefully Winnipeg, Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver, and Seattle. That's a shitload, sir. What is that, a 5-game? And I don't even think, I think the Western Canada trip this year was only 3 games, wasn't it? They're breaking it up now. I don't think we're going to see those. Yeah, this year it was what? I want to say it was Calgary, Edmonton, and then or Calgary, Vancouver, Edmonton. Let me see. Yeah, so the Western Canada trip this year was Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton. Yeah, I mean, if you could bang out 5 in one trip, but honestly, that's like a taxing trip. Calgary will be cool when they get the new arena. Wow. That girl got hit with the puck in 2002. Holy sh! We've been dealing with Nets for over 20 years. Wow. Certainly made me feel old. Nashville's a dumpster fire that's going to turn to a landfill fire. Hopefully we can take some players off their hands. I would like a lot of their players, but again, we have to find some money somehow. I'm Hartford Whalers old. Yep. Do more vlogs. I probably have some decent stuff from tonight, but it's just a pain in the ass to put it all together. Dr. Brian, I live really close to the Rocks. So whenever I don't go to games, I love to watch your vlogs. I appreciate that. Traveling Devil Max, I'll hope for that next season. If I can wipe out 3 away games in a row up in Canada, that would be great. The food reviews are good. Shitty Taylor ham are still dog's food. Never forget. I'm hockey. Never forget the dude at the home opener who was yelling and cursing over the kids stealing his autograph opportunities. Yeah, so long story short, I was next to Amagi at the red carpet thing at the home opener, and there was this bozo who was getting a bunch of stuff signed who got mad when the kids, when the players were, like, signing the kids' stuff. Like, listen, I like autographs, too, so I'm not bashing him for the autographs. And I wasn't getting anything signed at the red carpet. Like, I didn't care to do it. Wasn't my scene to try to get autographs. And I'm not bashing the autograph thing. I'm a big autograph guy. But he was furious that, like, the players were signing for little-ass kids before they signed his jersey, and he was, like, venting about it. And me and Amagi were looking at each other like, this guy's nuts. But he was legitimately, like, livid. It was wild. No Seattle or Winnipeg this year. Winnipeg in late March will still be covered in snow. Oh, man. I'm not a fan. I wouldn't care if I never saw snow again live. Mario, Devs have to find a way to... And you're going to leave us on a cliffhanger, and we'll come back to you when something else pops up. Devils have to find a way to... Dun, dun, dun. Marshall, very surprised. I thought for sure after a loss like this, we'd have a John Woodson sighting. Maybe his 56K modem crashed tonight. Obviously, these are the nights he lives for. So there's definitely a reason why he's not here. I'm Islanders Dynasty old. What is your picture, Chris? Is that like an actor or something? Is that guy smoking a J? I can't tell. Ryan, whoever plays this first round in the playoffs will be making a trade for a former New Jersey tender. I mean, seems like a good plan. Seems like a good plan indeed. I had Adam Henrique sign my phone his rookie year, and he looked at me like I'm a psycho. I just knew he was that good. I'm never wearing your jersey again. I forgot about that. Oh man, yeah, the guy. I'm never wearing a jersey. It was like a child tantrum. Man, some people are, they're wild. Wild. I'm getting a ton of spam emails. Your New Jersey Devils just decided not to show up tonight, losing by a score. Is that an old picture of you, Chris? Islanders Dynasty old, as in like you were alive or you remember it. Very different. At this point, Marty at 52. No, I don't think Marty would shut us out. But it would be Marty. I don't think. When's the last time Marty actually stepped on the ice? Oh, had to be a while. It was either a Blues alumni game or oh, there he is. You guys said his name too many times and he showed up. That's how it works. Wait till we have to play Vegas. Marty would pull both groins and tear both ACLs and still shut us out and we have no juice. Live on 41 now. Exactly. So you're not Islanders Dynasty. I mean, yeah, but it's not, when someone says like I'm Islanders Dynasty old, I'm thinking like you're really old, like you remember watching it. And there it is, guys. John Woodson is here. You said his name too many damn times, like Beetlejuice. And he's here. Woodson in the building with his usual positive outlook on the New Jersey Devils and life as a whole. John Woodson, I see our group of forwards are still frauds. Rebuild 4.0. Oh, Maron, where are we going with this guy? Pictures 10 years ago. I was alive for the Islanders dynasty. Was an Isles fan before Devils came to New Jersey. Islanders dynasty is mid-80s. Yeah, I know when it was. And I was alive for it, alive for it too, but I wouldn't say I'm Islanders dynasty old because I was like a little fetus or a newborn and don't remember it. I don't associate with John saying our forwards. Guy isn't a real fan. I like that. I don't think he has the right to use the our forwards. I think you're right there, Max. Who are you, Woodson, to say our forwards? Huh? I'm blocked from Woodson, thankfully. All right, guys, you know this time. It's time for me to take a little tinkle. I'll be back in 2 minutes, and then we'll close this thing up. Your New Jersey Devils, just an absolute stinker tonight. Losing by a score of 4-0 to another goaltender. A former New Jersey Devils goaltender, rather. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Be right back. Oh, yeah, I'm in pain, guys. I don't do well in food frenzy situations, whether it's family dinners where it's family style and I can just gorge myself, or in the suite areas of the arena where there's just copious amounts of food everywhere. It's not good. Between that and I have a lot of empty Dirty Devil bottles around here. I have to make better choices in life. I've always struggled with the food. I love food. I don't know why. I guess probably because, I was born with this disease called Italian. A lot of bread, a lot of pasta, a lot of pizza. I'm blocked from Woodson, thankfully. Me too. I don't see Woodson in the chat. He must have you blocked too. Man, this guy fooled everybody. Don't let him fool you. Woodson is a man. He had the Avs minus 3.5 tonight. Yeah, he definitely blocked people. It's a true story. Ace flamed a dude for eating fruit in the BMW lounge. I did do that. I don't know how you eat. Of all the things to eat in the BMW lounge, I've been in there plenty of times. I've never once consumed a single piece of fruit. Fact. Do you play NHL on gaming console? No, Brian. I'm an old man. I used to play. Started with NHL 94, one of the greatest video games of all time. I might do one of my good friends has a big YouTube tech like video gaming tech channel, and we've talked about doing an NHL video game video together. Maybe one day we'll get around to doing that. But NHL 94 and that whole series, 95, 96, I was big into those EA Sports, great hockey games, revolutionary at the time. And then my favorite hockey game of all time, NHL Open Ice, was an absolute just amazing classic. NHL Open Ice on PlayStation and the arcade game. A very fond childhood memories of playing NHL Open Ice. They had the arcade game at the Devils' old practice facility, South Mountain Arena in West Orange, New Jersey. I love nothing more than going to watch the Devils play practice, try to get some couple autographs for the collection, and then I would have a pocket full of quarters, and I'd be pumping them into Open Ice. Great game. It was very similar to NBA Jam, for those of you familiar with NBA Jam, where it was kind of exaggerated, where they do crazy stuff, and the net goes on fire and shit. NHL Open Ice, crazy. And then another one of my favorite hockey games would definitely be on the N64, Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey 98, another fire hockey game. Max, drinking heavily, violently, and in more quantity, Devils fans tonight. Oh, Chris, what did you eat, man? Everything? All right. What did I eat? Where do I even begin, Chris? It was, I mean, a lot of it is on video. Not all of it's on video. I don't know if I'm going to do the vlog yet, like I said, but I filmed it just in case I feel like putting it together. Tons of shit. The Black Angus prime rib from the carving station. They have these beautiful beefs and they carve them up and throw it on your plate. I had that with obviously mashed potatoes. I sampled the chicken marsala they had. Was awful. I figured it would be, but I had to try it just to confirm it was awful. It was. Let me see. That was all at that station. Mozzarella sticks was the first I've seen in there. They had those. Then obviously my regular arena foods. Cheeseburgers, French fries, regular chicken tenders, buffalo tenders. They have the lake of the melted cheese, the liquid cheese. They dump that in the plate when you want it. I had that. I had a hot dog. I had ice cream. I had half of a terrible donut. I'm probably forgetting some stuff, but it was easily if I'm being honest with myself and the public here, 10 to 12,000 calories, I would say easily. Keep your head up. Buy a heavier, edgier, more violent cap. Oh, yeah, that's right. Heavier, edgier, more violent. Available on the site now for those of you interested. Winter cap, all beautifully embroidered. We got the running with the Devils, all beautiful, stitched up right there. Really cool. I'm really happy with the way these came out. But these are on the site now. Keep your head warm. Those are on the site. Halloween, when I got to the lounge, some kids started throwing up everywhere. That's when we knew what kind of night we were in for. When you say kid, do you mean like a teen or like a child? Woodson runs in the chat background like spam. NHL Hits in 04 was the best. Hits was a good one too. I was a little further out. I didn't play that one as much. I played it a few times. Those other games were more when I was in like my gaming era. At that point, I was in college and didn't play as much. But Hits was a good one too, especially the commentators. Ace is, oh man, it's probable. It's probable. Nobody ever gets it when I start with thank God the fans use plastic drinking cups. Ace, all of the cheese/dairy probably messed you up. No, it's just a lot. It's just an overload of food. NHL 2014 with Marty on the cover art. Great cover. Never played it. I was long long out of video games by 2014. I wish I had time for them, but some people would say, this is kind of like my video games, if you will. This is like a leisure hobby that takes up a lot of time, more time than I probably should be spending on it, to be honest. John Woodson, 5 shutouts in 30 games. Playoff teams collecting a game tape library and how to shut us down. Heavier, edgier, more violent, and can't score versus smart teams. It's true. I can't say you're wrong there. Halloween Fiend 77. Kid was like 10, but BMW Lounge is like the cornucopia. I can smash rock burgers for hours. Don't get me started on the tenders and fries and those pretzels and hot dogs, ice cream. Yeah. Halloween Fiend, the pain. I realized one of my other buddies who I go there with frequently, he also gets very excited and is very methodical with his attack of the buffet stations. I didn't realize how abnormal we were until I saw other people that act like humans in there. I'm not one of them. I'm the first one to tell you. I go in there and I go wild. But I've seen people act normal. They're like, oh, they walk around, they get one little thing of this, one little thing of that. I'm working multiple plates at once. I'm going through the line with one plate already full and then having them load the meat and the potatoes on the other plate while my other plate's filled. And I go sit down, and I get looks sometimes, and I'm like, listen, I don't care. You people want to judge me. Me and my buddy, we were at a four-person round top. We were waiting for our other buddy to come, so it was 3 of us, but for the first 25 minutes or so, it was just me and one other guy. We were at a 4-person table, and the table was covered in plates. Covered. I had 3 or 4 at once. And I was just working the plates. My buddy had 2 or 3. It was, it is what it is. I'm not, that's how I roll. NHL really got me into the punk rock, heavy rock music growing up. Thank God for Cho. They always had great soundtracks. I always remember, I forget what year it was. It was a year that, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but I vividly remember playing one year. I want to say it was 2007, but I'm not sure. I used to play it a ton, and I would play with my little stepbrother. All my boys would come over. We'd play. We'd have tournaments and shit, and it was the one that had that song, and it, all your weight, it falls on me, it brings me down. That, whatever year NHL that was, that's probably the one I played the most from the mid-90s. The mid-90s, I was heavy into it, and then there was a big gap where I didn't play as much, but whatever one that was, and I want to say it was 2007, that one was getting constant play. Constant play. Chris, bro, you're mad funny. It's probably more of a travesty, really, than anything else. Amagi, BMW Lounge and Beer Club, I starved myself until event time. The food options are fantastic. I will say, most of the times that I know I'm going there, I don't eat all day in preparation. I'll sip waters just to make sure the stomach is nice and not too constricted. Just keep the fluids going to make sure we open it up. And yeah, once those doors open and we get through, we come out of the gate hard. Oh, I also forgot I tried pizza. I had pizza, popcorn. Yeah, if I actually made a checklist of the items I ate and the quantities, I don't think most people would believe me. And I'm not proud of this, but that the reality is, if I gave an itemized list, people would be like, you didn't eat all that. But I really did. Max, do the lounges food come with tickets? So in some of the lounges and the VIP clubs and things, they do include free food. And the food is everywhere. It's a situation I wish I never knew about. I shouldn't put myself in that situation as often as I do, because literally it has to be 10 to 12,000 calories every time I go. I mean, they have these little ice creams. I think tonight, I set a new record. My previous arena high for the little shot glass ice creams was 3. Tonight I ate 4. Tonight I had 4 of them. 3 chocolate and vanilla swirl, and my 4th one was just pure vanilla. Pure vanilla as the last one to go down. Can't hear you. can't hear you. I've got the sound of me eating this rock smash burger. Every time I get access, I fill my plate at least twice. Got the same problem as you, though, Italian. Yeah, it's real bad. It's really, really bad. And tonight was a real bad one. And then maybe because we were losing so bad, maybe that subconsciously increased the intake. I don't know. Max, the one I remember the most is 100 million by Treble Charger. That was 03, I think. I don't know what that one is off the top of my head. Got to have your money's worth, bro. No shame in the game. Just stay away from the Prudential Lounge. I would like to check it out just to say I did it, but I had never been there yet. Amagi, someone said they didn't even have any meat in the Prue Lounge tonight. Oh, man, no meat? That's sad. Which tickets have it? Pretty much any lounge. M Lounge, the Pier Club, the Loft. You got to Amagi's more well versed in this because he's like a lounge snob. He's been to every one multiple times. He could probably draw up a blueprint in his sleep. Ted, do you like corn? I wouldn't say I particularly like corn, but Freak on a Leash is an absolute banger. Man, I remember the first time I heard Freak on a Leash, I was like, wow, I think I was in 8th grade. I'm trying to remember. I definitely learned of corn and heard them when I was in middle school. I believe it was 8th grade. Something takes a part of me. SJ, Wedge always plays well versus us. Had to suck to witness live. It was awful, dude. It was awful. I almost didn't go tonight. I was like, maybe let me just ride the high of the Kraken win and then maybe go Tuesday against the Leafs. I foolishly got overexcited coming off the Kraken win, and I was like, I'm going. And I went tonight, and terrible. Sum 41 was a perfect fit for NHL soundtracks. Which lounge should I buy tickets in? M Lounge, Pier Club, Restaurant Ledge, Lofts, my living room with a TV dinner. Club East 2, always fast beforehand. It just leads to excessive eating for me. It's bad. It's real bad. I'm just trying to scan. My buddy was getting mad at me because I kept being like, "Yo, just film this real quick." I'm trying to. Yeah. He. I can't. My phone's not working here. Yeah, there was probably foods I forgot about. I'm trying to see. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a food frenzy. A straight up food frenzy. Love Power Man 5000, Bombshell, and Hits. I don't know that one either. Didn't suck because we had all the food they had at the BMW Lounge tonight. Terrible. M Lounge if you want food, the best seats in the house. Pure if you want to compromise with an awesome view. Typically cheaper, but sometimes only like $30, $40 difference, which is worth for center ice, lower level seats. Maria, not Italian, Hellenic here. People look at me funny too. Multiple plates. I see people doing way more animalistic things than I do. So I'm not, like I said, I don't care what these people think about me. You highbrow people in the suites trying to give me the stank eye. I'll take your plate out of your hands. Wow. Oh yeah. Not to mention, I probably drank a gallon of soda. Oh god, that's also terrible too. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I might have to check myself into the hospital tonight to get checked out. Too much of everything. I told my buddies in the game, like, I desperately need water. We just consumed 27,000 milligrams of salt, pounds of sugar. I was like, my system isn't. I was like, I think I might need to chug the water, but I also might need to get an immediate IV to just combat all the poison, all the arena poison that I was consuming. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. Spindrift sparkling water. This is not alcoholic. This is what I splashed into the tequila. It's unsweetened raspberry lime. I don't really love raspberry or lime, but for some reason the combo, it's interesting. A little bit of an aftertaste. Let me serve myself both food and drinks to M Lounge. I'd be there so much more often. Geez, 2 hours and still rumbling on after such a miserable night. Just wrap it up and be done with. I thought you had left. I'm wrapping up here. I was just trying to, address the comments. So sorry to bother you, SST. Oh, man. Anyone have anything else? Any other closing? No, I'm definitely in a food coma. I felt it. I felt it in the when I was driving home in my car. I usually listen to the post game on MSG, but because tonight was an NHL Network game, I was listening to Maddie and Chico. And I felt it in the car. I was like, oh boy. I was like, I wish I could just go to sleep right now and wake up not feeling this way. Wake up not feeling this way. But Devils lose an absolute stinker. I'm shocked that people can even eat food at the Rock. Even Frank the Tank says it's horrible. That's because Frank the Tank is buying food at the stands. That is absolutely abysmal. If you go into the clubs or the lounges, the food is substantially better. I'm not saying it's world-class cuisine, but it's night and day versus what you would buy on the concourse, and that's probably what Frank is referring to. So it is horrible if you are purchasing food on the concourse at one of the many different stands around the thing. But the food in the clubs and lounges are substantially better. And that's what I'm eating. SST, it's all right. I came back because I can't fall asleep thinking about the Devils 24/7. I could fall asleep in this chair like this. Oh, the couch is never gonna have felt so good as when I dive on it right now. Woodson, good to know. I bought at the concourse and it was school level food. Oh, I think it's worse than that. It seems to be pretty terrible. The only thing I've had off the concourse on the whole season has been that Taylor ham, egg, and cheese that I got. It had promise, but it was sitting for too long by the time I got to it. I do wish I could have had a fresh one, but that seems to be a lot of the food at the arena is if you don't get it fresh and it's been sitting, you're in for a situation. The game was bad, and all I could talk about is the food. Oh wait, let me just look one more thing up here for our sad stats of the night. Man, that Nason with a block. Nico with 2 blocks and 1 hit. Paulie Cotter with 4 hits. Dawson Mercer with a block and 2 hits. Brendan Dillon, 2 blocks, 2 hits. Johnny Kovacevic, 1 block, 3 hits. Brett Pesce, 1 block, 2 hits. Siegenthaler, 1 block, 1 hit. Jake Allen, 19 saves on 22 shots. Devils go down in flames. One of the worst games of the season. One of the worst games I've ever attended. Literally can't recall a game remotely even as close to as bad as this. Painful. Painful. All right, that's it, friends. Anyone have any good show recommendations before I peel out of here? Any good shows or new movies? Newer movies or shows? I have a couple things in my queue up on the thing, but I'm always looking for recommendations for new things to start or at least eventually get to. Chucky TV series. Yo, have I seen Breaking Bad? Heisenberg's my dude. After I watched it, I called all my friends. I'm like, yo, when are we going to start making meth? We got to start making meth. The Punisher, they're making a 3rd season soon. Is that like the comic book Punisher? Let me see. Landman. What is Landman? Billy Bob Thornton, Demi Moore. Landman? Okay, I'm definitely intrigued. I'm intrigued by Landman. Darth Rye, just watched the 1995 Stanley Cup playoffs on repeat like me. You're next. Oh man, what a great image. What a great image. I'll never forget Scotty and the look in his eyes. What a beautiful man. Scotty Stevens, there'll never be another one like that. Just the most intimidating captain and player, one of them at least in NHL history. Good old vigilante killing machine. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold the phone, as my grandfather would say. Hold the phone. What is the new series about Dexter coming out? Dexter's in my top, it's hard to say 3, but he's probably my top 5 shows of all time. It did suck the way it originally ended. I thought it was awful. It was such a tragic ending to a great show. Then they could never make up for how bad it ended. But Michael C. Hall, the guy who plays Dexter, knew how bad it ended. It left a bad taste in his mouth. And then they came back and did that one extra season where they had like his son now, Harrison, was grown up. And like that definitely, at least, it didn't salvage the original bad ending, but it at least made it more acceptable. But I'm curious what this new series about Dexter coming out is. It's new on Paramount. You can never go wrong with Billy Bob Thornton. The Punisher kills some hitmen in the Rangers arena in action sequence. All right, I need to be reclined on my couch as soon as possible. Whoa. Dexter Original Sin. What the hell is this? What is this? My mind is blown. Oh my God, this starts next week. Wow, there's a trailer. Whoever wrote that, thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know Natas. I don't know how to say this, but I somehow never heard of this show before, and now there's a trailer. This is crazy. I don't know how I never heard of this. But there's a Dexter one-off comic where he tries to kill Jason from Friday the 13th, and it's hilarious. Yeah, I just saw it's about Dexter's youth. I am super jacked for this now. It starts next week, and I'm about to watch a trailer for this. This is phenomenal. Wow, and there's season 1 is going to be 8. Oh, dude, it's one of these things where it's 1 per week, like back in the day. I'm not going to lie. I do enjoy now what I call the binge era, where like they just dump, like most places just dump a season and you could just binge it if you want. I do like that. I'm not going to lie. Because I'm old, my brain is slippery. I do like being able to see it all kind of in one shot. Man, they're going to make us wait week by week. Yeah. Wow. A new Dexter. My mind is blown. My mind is blown. All right, guys, I need to be reclined on my couch over here. I have to record the video for tomorrow and do a bunch of other crap. But thanks for coming out to commiserate a painful loss at the Rock. I was there live, and it was brutal. It was brutal. But your New Jersey Devils failed to do anything remotely exciting tonight. Don't have a pulse. Someone checked for a pulse. There was none. Shock these boys back to life because they flatlined tonight on the ice at the Rock, losing 4-0 to another former New Jersey Devils goaltender, Scott Wedgewood, getting the shutout. Oh, my God. Wow, Max is making crazy references here. My mind is blown. I think he said that right before Granny, right? I think he said it right before Granny. I think so. I'm going to have to check now. I haven't watched that special in years. Wow, if I'm right on that, I don't know how I'm going to check that. I'm going to have to check it later. It was right before Granny? Yeah, man. Oh, that's a great DVD. I got to I actually don't know where all my DVDs are. I had some crazy DVDs that I would love to rewatch that I think will be decent, at least better quality than finding it online. But another New Jersey Devils goalie comes to New Jersey, shuts out the Devils. I don't think he was really that tested. I'm going to have to watch the little game highlight thing. I'm curious what our best chance even was. We had a couple, but nothing crazy. But the New Jersey Devils shut out again by another former Devil goalie. Got a rebound Tuesday back at home for Game 3 of the homestand against Sheldon Keefe's former club, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Hopefully they could get that win for him because we absolutely looked awful. And well, we didn't look that terrible, but the home opener, they gave it to us. And so far, he's 0-1 against his old club. Hopefully we get in the win column for him and bounce back from tonight's loss. On Tuesday, I'll be back soon. Thank you all so much for watching, especially the loss. A lot of people don't show up for the losses. They just want to celebrate the wins. But win or lose, we booze. We boozed after the loss, and I'll be back soon. Thank you all. That's it. I'm done. Going to lay on my couch, and now I'm going down I'm going down the black hole. This new Dexter series. I'm very intrigued. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends. Let's go Devils.